This is Juanqui.
And this is Hawk.
And this is the J&H Podcast.
Let's go.
For a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city.
U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said, as alleged in the indictment, for years, Sean Combs used the business enterprise he controlled to sexually abuse and exploit women, as well as to commit other acts of violence and obstruction of justice. Today, he is charged with racketeering and sex trafficking offenses. If you have been a victim of Combs' alleged abuse, or if you know anything about his alleged crimes, we urge you to come forward. This investigation is far from over. From at least 2008 through the present, Combs led a criminal enterprise that existed to facilitate his abuse and exploitation of women, to protect his reputation, and to conceal his conduct. As part of that criminal enterprise, Combs, along with other members and associates of the enterprise, committed crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Are we done reading?
Yes, that was it.
I didn't know he was burning people's houses down.
He burned a car down.
Oh, well, that's different. A car?
That's called arson.
You know what? You know what's
Why
crazy?
is it different? Because it was
it's
a
not
black man's car. You should feel a way about that.
It's not a dwelling. I thought it was a house.
Some people live in their cars.
He burned somebody's car down. I'm okay with that. They shot up 50 Cent's car. That's a part of the hood, baby.
We're focusing on Combs today.
I'm sorry. I didn't know he burned people's stuff down.
He burned a car. He shot up. Cassie was talking to some new guy and he burned that car down.
Where was I when this happened?
I don't know, but he's a rapper too. The guy is another rapper because Cassie. She secured the bag, but she by all means necessary.
Different type of bags.
By all means necessary. Let me tell you something. This is how I feel. Well, I read this, ladies and gentlemen, was a press release by the United States Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York. His name is Damian Williams, who has been working overtime. He has recently indicted Sean Combs, and then he also indicted the mayor of New York City, but that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
But he's been working overtime.
Been working, but I don't understand.
He's a queen up there too.
Oh my God.
You could tell he went to a.
So he mad he didn't get invited to the parties?
No, he gives me, when he gets up there, he's very nerdy looking. Mm-hmm. He went to a historically black college. I can just tell. That he went to a historically black college. Some
respect on his name.
He pledged somewhere, and he's highly educated, but he's a queen.
Okay.
Continue.
All right.
It's okay.
To him. No,
it's okay.
Shout out. What?
We gotta infiltrate levels of the government.
I know they're gonna start blaming the gays now.
All right.
He wanted some of that baby oil, but listen, I don't know how I feel about this because I feel like they're going a little too far with this whole Diddy thing.
Well, hold on. Stop. Flip it and reverse it. You don't know how you feel about it. The proof is all there. They have the videos. They have all of that. Now, some can say, okay, it was adults indulging.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. But when the drugs are put in bottles of wine and champagne with unbeknownst to people, when they're flying underage girls.
I didn't hear the
private jets
girl part.
Well, I've actually, I gave a synopsis of the press release, but I went in detail and I watched the press conferences on the whole nine. Yeah, he's fucked up. R. Kelly point too.
With the
I think R. Kelly with a lot more money and a lot more clout.
Definitely a lot more clout. I think that what Diddy did was dumb. I always say this. If you're a billionaire, why are you doing all this dumb shit? You can literally be living the best life ever and you choose to do all of these felonies. Like he went from a mansion, multiple mansions, to a 6x9 cell eating dog food.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's called a deprived mind, and what's that? Depraved mind.
Depraved mind.
What is that saying? Show me a beautiful girl, and I'll show you guys who are tired of fucking her. That's the same situation. All the money in the world. How many zeros and millions can you look at in a bank? I mean, you can only go through so much. You get bored.
Oh, I need to see this.
He is bored. Aside from the fact that it is alleged in the complaint that he was purposely setting up people to be in situations where they were, drunk, high, put in sexual situations, recorded, and then use that as bribes.
That sounds like some
You went
mob
to my
shit.
party. Now I put you in a room that was full of cameras. I purposely put an underage hooker in there.
Oh,
I recorded
okay,
you. Now
okay.
you sobered up. This is what I got on you.
Okay.
Okay, and this is what you're gonna do for me.
Okay, listen.
It's a lose-lose situation for what, especially if the person is married with kids, has a prominent career. Best example is Cuba Gooding Jr. Who knew he was a homo? But there is a picture of him in a studio with that producer, what was his name?
I don't know. You're telling me stuff that I didn't know about. Like, I didn't know. I thought Cuban Gooding was just crashing out. I didn't know he was doing all these crazy things. I know about, like, Ashton Kutcher being there.
No. So there is a young producer, the one who recently sued him for like $100 million and won.
Okay, I did see that.
He was working with him. That producer alleges that he was trying to make him gay. And that he kept putting him in situations that were uncomfortable for him. One of them is he broke, what's his name?
Cuban Gooding Jr.
Which I don't understand. He's not a rapper. He's not a singer. He's not a musician. I don't know why he's hanging out in the studio with the rappers.
Because
Unless there's a script in front of you and you're recording something like
no,
he was just
Leonardo DiCaprio was at these Diddy parties.
Well, let's just focus on one criminal at a time, please, because let's focus on one criminal. So he was in the studio, and I can put the photos. So we could put the photos for the YouTube audience, the visuals, so you can see in a short or something. You see him. He was setting him up to be with Cuba Gooding, and the guy is not gay, the producer, but he snapped a picture of Cuba and him with his arm around him and his hand in his lap, real close, real tight, with mood lighting and everything.
Did he snap the picture?
No, somebody in the studio.
Oh, so
he had
basically
somebody
it was
snap the picture.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So it was a setup to make it look.
And the guy was forcing himself on the producer. And he was like, "I'm not down with this gay shit."
Yeah, I think that's annoying and that's crazy. And as a grown-ass man, I know that you would feel some type of way.
So he was putting people in those type of situations. He was, but this is not new. It just became more public. This is not new. Maybe Puffy did it at a bigger scale and with higher technology, but this has been happening for decades.
What it is? It's just that people are not afraid to speak out anymore. Because, back in the day, look what happened with Bill Cosby and all of that. And, it took them years to say anything about it. Nowadays, people are not afraid to go at high-profile people. So if Diddy was doing this, because this is all alleged until he's found guilty, that is some sick stuff, my love.
He is been doing it, and shout out to Wendy Williams. Shout out, and let me drop her bomb. Drop a bomb on Wendy Williams, who borrowed it from Funk Master Flex. Drop a bomb on him too. Hey, that's
Who
senior
borrowed it
citizen.
from
That's
DJ
senior
Clue.
citizen. No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he
DJ
didn't.
Clue was the first one.
I know it from Funk.
Desert Storm was his record label, so it was the bombs dropping is from the Desert Storm War.
Really? Okay.
So it's DJ
you
Clue,
may be right.
Flex
That
got
sounds like it could be.
Then it's been past. Then the Breakfast Club start using it. Then we start using it, baby.
Okay.
Drop a bomb on that.
Yes, but Wendy Williams has put this whole business out for years, and then
she has been calling him gay.
This is why, and he left her for dead on I-97 South, and she had to collect everything and then they try to shoot her up in Hot 97. Remember all the stories, and then she had to work out of New York City for like 5 years thanks to Puffy because Hot 97 wouldn't touch her, and then she finally came back. And this is before the TV show. She came back for 10 years before the TV show.
There were a lot of videos of her circling with her speaking on Puffy now. And people are like, I wish that Wendy Williams was, I guess, mentally.
No, they got her crazy too.
They
got her crazy too. She got down with the whole Fox TV empire, and they were, and then they did her in too.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Sad Wendy, because this is her validation right here.
They did her in and they took her money. They're doing Puffy in and they're gonna take his money. That's what it is.
I did hear that a lot of people are saying that he was trying to start an all-black voting party, like a Democrat, Republican, blah blah blah, but it was just all-black party. I don't know. When you get to politics, it get messy too. So
I honestly, this is what I think. I think it was a deprived mind, a bored millionaire with sick fetishes. Let's not forget the drug use.
Let's not forget the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You can't
the
even use
drug
that
use-
for lube, can you?
Yes.
You can use baby oil for lube?
Yes, you
I've
can.
never heard that.
Yeah, they use baby oil for
My God.
for lubricant, and they could use anything for lubricant these days. But
Oh, they will, but I mean, is it like, should you be using baby oil?
I don't know. But what was I gonna say? You ran me over with my thoughts of this baby oil.
Oh, well, listen, my mind got ran over when I seen 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And did you see the buckets and buckets full of dildos?
No, I did not.
My God, it is crazy. They found
That is disgusting.
They found a lot of stuff in
That
this
is
mess.
disgusting.
And
but what's most disgusting is that these hood girls that they were flying out, they will get them a couple of days before, clean them up, wash them up, take them to all types of spa and services and waxing services, put them in the private jet, fly to whatever place they were going to be for the weekend, and the girls will go in there and reuse dildos, I guarantee you, and the whole nine. And then they will get high and drugged and the whole nine, get the little cash apps or their cash, clean them up again, put them on a step plane and take them right back to Marcy Projects. Drop Obama on that. But the thing is, they also put themselves there. They also allow for that to happen. The thing is that I guess they were impressionable and young.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. I guess it's all up in your upbringing. As you know, I grew up in the theater business. Not like stars and shit, but I wrote elbows with a couple of celebrities here. We actually did things with Puff Daddy. We actually did things with
I
Sean.
don't know if you want to put your name on that.
Well, I'm just saying, with his label, and he had a foundation, and we worked with the people in his foundation. But what I'm saying is, in the business of theater, there is predatory tactics that they use.
Of course.
But it was up to my parents and the people that I was surrounded by to inform me about that. Like, you never go to an audition in somebody's house. I knew that at 14, 15 years old. And at 16, 17, bitches tried it.
What, tried to audition you in their house?
In their house for a legit Broadway show. I've told this story before.
Oh, you have?
I've told this story before.
Wow,
My
that's right.
callback was on a Sunday at like 8:45 in the morning, 9 o'clock, somewhere in the Upper West Side. And I showed up with a strong man next to me. And when they opened the door halfway, the director and writer, and then when the door opened further and they saw I was accompanied with somebody, they were startled. They were upset. I didn't know you were coming with somebody. I said, this is a callback.
Oh, they
Then
were.
they gave me a quick hook. And then, but the funny thing is that I went, it was an apartment in the Upper West Side, meaning money, with a doorman building and everything. And they had us waiting, I guess, in their office space. And there were the storyline and everything was up there. This was with like a major Broadway person from a Tony Award-winning show and everything. And it was something, and I can see the whole thing, but the energy changed. And then they auditioned me literally in like the living room. I did my monologue, and it was thank you, and then I was sitting, and I never heard back from them.
Oh, because that was a setup for a freeway.
I never heard back from them, and the show actually, it was a workshop. They did the workshop. It didn't go anywhere, but they did the thing and everything. It got a write up. There were Broadway performers in it, and then it was called The Mister.
That was one of those moments where they were going to be like, if you really want this part, what are you going to do for me? And that's
At 16,
crazy.
17 years old. It was called The Mister. It was about, the
Old
musical
white
was
men.
about, yeah, they were white men.
There you go.
Two white men.
How could I even put that set together in my head? Two
white
older
men.
white men that got this young Latin boy from the hood come to my house, and they expected you to be alone, but because they obviously expected you to be stupid.
Because I went through the callback, through the auditions and all that. I went by myself because these were happening like in a professional studio in Manhattan. During the week or whatever, I went, I sang my song, I did my things and the whole nine. The show was about, it's called The Mister, and it was about New York City public school teacher. And I was being cast as one of the students in the musical. And so, yeah, and it was disappointing, but it was like, I got your number. Like, I was like,
I'm not stupid.
I didn't know, I didn't realize until I was like, oh, this is what. But I rolled up there with a friend from the Bronx, a big old man from the Bronx. I was like, will you come with me to this thing? Because it's a little weird, but this is where they want to, maybe they're running out of time or whatever. And I went, And he was nasty to him because he sat down in the couch. There was a couch in the office.
Couch?
Well, I don't know what it was because there was also a desk and there was like a couch and he sat there and the guy was with some shade and sass told him, "Don't sit there. Your shirt is gonna give me an allergy later on. Sit here." And he had him sit in like a regular chair, and he said it with an attitude. And I was already like, ugh. He had an Old Navy fussy shirt, sweater on.
Oh, I hate those shirts too, though.
Well, they were the bomb at that point.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Oh, that would have gave me allergies too. So I'm gonna let the white man slide on that one. But listen, I think that there are a lot of celebrities that ended up at these. First of all, I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Oh, it's all right.
Crazy.
Baby, I grew up in New York City.
Know.
Let me tell you. And that was not the first. There was another one, something for Nickelodeon in Times Square. I went up there. It was after hours because I was in school. And my company sent me, they set it up. And I'm not saying that my company was complicit or anything. They just, part of it was booking us and sending us to auditions. The sides were coming in through fax machines back then. Even when email was a thing, it was still faxing.
Fax machines, yeah.
And so they faxed me the thing. It was Nickelodeon. I went up there and it was like 7:20 at night when nobody was in the offices. Mm-hmm. Okay. I showed up. I guess I wasn't the flavor. And they outdid because I went back to my company and I was like, they were like the next day, how was it? I was like, well, I feel like they auditioned me in a closet, in a broom closet. And then like he wasn't even looking at me. He waved his hand and said, "Oh, could you do some of that street stuff you know how to do?" And he was like doing other, like he was completely. The minute he saw me, he was like turned off. I don't know about why. And then it was like, boom, in and out, never heard. And I told him, I said, you sent me to like get auditioned in a closet with the broomsticks and everything.
Oh, that's because they're going to put them broomsticks up your ass.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, like I've had those moments.
Yeah, that's crazy, but this industry is wild like that. A lot of people have spoken out about things like this, and people laughed at them. Like Cat Williams said this, and now look what's happening with Diddy. Raz B from B2K. Remember all the stuff he said, and people laughed at him, and even the little boy from That's So Raven. Well, he not little, Orlando Bloom, and he's been saying this. And now you look at these people and wonder why they're so messed up. Is because of the things that they've experienced or went through has messed their mind up, that they're so warped. Look at Justin Bieber, and I was looking at a couple of his interviews because let me tell you, the internet is lying about half the stuff they're saying about Justin Bieber. These little snips of interviews of him crying over what Diddy did. It had nothing to do with Diddy, but you can tell that he was telling you how the industry is structured. Like there's one interview where he was talking about Billie Eilish, how he see her as like a little sister and he wants to protect her, and because the industry, like you can see the pain in his eyes, and then you hear his music during that time about how he feels like no one is listening to him because he's rich, so they don't think he has problems or that he's not hurting and stuff like that. So, and now he turned to God, he's married and he's doing good for himself, but
at some point he's gonna talk. There is a psychic medium on YouTube, which it's not just on YouTube, but her name is Sloan Bella. Shout out to Sloan Bella. She's the one that predicted this whole fallout of P. Diddy. And there's the video's timestamp when she predicted this like last year in detail. She's also talking about Bieber and a whole bunch of people, Justin Bieber. She says that he is a victim and also not a victim, and that he will be departing soon. He will be departing soon.
Who will be departing?
Justin Bieber. And that he is a victim and also not a victim.
Well, I would say that processing what that means is that things happened to him, and then he then started to do those things to others. But that's still a victim. Because
I'm just telling you what Sloan Bella
I feel
said.
bad.
And she said that he will be departing soon.
Well, departing could have...
No, she said he's going to transition.
Into a different artist.
No, into not being here.
Oh my God, that'd be so sad. I like
and
Justin
she's
Bieber.
very on point. She is very on point.
Well, this
she
could break him. I was
as
saying that you see a bunch of, like, let's just say you are victimized, and then everybody on the internet, because they want clicks and they want views, they sit up here and constantly play all of the trauma-filled videos that you made, all of the suspected behaviors, and that people, I see him sit on talk show chairs and they're trying to kiss on him, smell him, touch him. So he goes online and all he sees is everything that messed him up. That's going to drive somebody crazy.
Now, going back to the girl from Marcy Projects, right, who got flued out. Do we blame her for putting herself in those situations? Well, first of all, we have to understand that these are underage. Not all of them. There were some that were underage. But even if they are of age, 18, 21, let's say they're 22, a very impressionable period of time in their lives. All those girls, it's a blanket statement, but are looking for a way out.
Guys.
Are looking for a way, and guys are looking for a way out. Are looking for the Prince Charming, the bank accounts, the whole nine. Do you blame? And then we don't know exactly what was presented to them. Oh, we just need you to come out and hang out, do some selfies, walk around, maybe give some drinks. You could wear some, nothing that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But once you are across country, and who knows what kind of laced up drinks they gave you on the plane already to get you ready and out of your mind. Yeah, there was an abuse. There was an abuse of power there.
Let me ask you a question. Did you do it? Yes or no?
No, I didn't do it.
Then that's your answer. And I don't like when people try to say that they were being taken advantage of. You know what you're doing and what you're getting into in most cases. Come on. Everything. I feel like people are trying to take advantage of Diddy and say, I'm going to use this man for everything that I can get from him, and I'm going to do this and do that. And then when it doesn't materialize into stardom for them, then everybody's a victim.
Well, let me ask you this.
I believe that happened too.
Well, let me ask you this. How did you feel about Puffy when you saw the footage of him running after Cassie in the luxury hotel, and when he kicked her and threw her on the floor and dragged her, all of that?
I know that he's a monster for that. I've personally been in situations, but I've dealt with mentally, verbally abusive people, and it is very difficult to get out of that situation because you do get brainwashed. So I believe Cassie 100%, and I don't think, and she was young when they got together, and I just learned that. I didn't know Cassie was that young.
Yeah, she was like
19 or something like that.
20, yeah,
so when you're that young, it is different because all she wanted to do was music. And so, which is the reason why she won a lawsuit against the company, because he did take advantage of that.
They structured her very well. She spoke to the right people and they structured. But if you go even further back, Wendy Williams sat with Kim Porter. Wendy Williams sat with Kim Porter because I think Kim Porter had a book out or was shopping a deal out. No,
that's what they're saying.
This is way back. I'm not talking about the book that just came out like last week on Amazon.
They're saying it's coming out, yeah.
Kim Porter way back in the radio sat with Wendy Williams. Now, I vaguely I'm remembering whether it was that Wendy had a chapter on her in Wendy's book or if Kim was shopping around a book. I don't know what it was, but they sat there and you could hear the pain in Kim Porter's. I know interview is probably on YouTube somewhere, and Wendy Williams knew all the tea.
I believe that he most likely did abuse Kim Porter and the women he was dating.
You still feel like they're doing him dirty?
I feel bad for Cassie. I feel like you're at a sex party as an adult that I don't see anything now. This is me speaking for myself. I don't see anything wrong with prostitution. I never would do it, but you're a grown ass person, your body, your choice. If you want to prostitute your body out, that's your problem. If you want to do drugs, that's your choice, that's your problem. I literally believe in freedom in America. As long as you're not hurting someone, you can be racist, you can be sexist, you can have all the opinions you want in this world. That's the beauty of America. But when it comes to hurting another person, that's where the line is drawn. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the sex parties, with the 1,000 bottles of lube. Even if everybody wants to play with the same that's their problem.
We put an R at the end.
Okay, if everybody wants to play with it, that's your nasty thing. But I don't think that's a crime.
But here's with the crime. The crime happens when you're throwing your party and some of your regulars know, okay, come 2 a.m. is when it's gonna get real good. So I'm gonna get there at 1:45. Or you have your brand new, fresh into the industry people that, we got invited to this party, we'll show up at 11. Party started at 10:45, right? So we'll be there at 11. We're gonna see all these celebrities, the whole nine. So there's two factions of people in there: the people who know how it's gonna get down, and the brand naive ones. The brand naive ones, who's as chief of staff, that white woman that was procuring and securing the prostitutes and the whole nine, now it's telling you, make sure you stick around. Here, loosen up, sniff a little this. Let me see your tongue, put a little this. Now you're drugging, okay? Now you're drugging right? Then you want to sprinkle a little bit. Let's hire some of the girls from Set Club and some of the boys that we know do this, and we, get the same deal. So now you have these plants in there. You have liquor, you have drugs, you have prostitution going on. Sometimes you flew people in or out. Maybe so-and-so was not available, but the problem with the other one is that we know they're under 21. Well, I mean, could we get them just for this one time? Let's make sure we get the other but they got booked to something else and we can't. Now you got these things going on. These structures. And on top of that, you're going to put a whole bunch of hidden cameras to secure the footage and your bribery on people. Now, drugs affect people differently. Some people can handle them, some people can't. And now you got it's just setups for me.
Well, listen, if
you got an invitation, come to Diddy's Freak Off. At 1:45, there will be prostitutes. We're gonna have all types of candies available for you.
A lot of people will show up.
You can choose to. Hold on. You can choose to partake, or you can. If that's what comes through the invitation, and you go up there and shit happens, you went up there and shit happened to you. You know what I'm saying? But you got people that went there when the instructions of like the girl from Marcy, the first timer. Oh, I'm just gonna go hang out with them. I gotta just take selfies. I'll be wearing a bikini, but I don't have to. They don't have to touch me. I don't have to touch them. Just walk around, serve some drinks, and then it becomes something else.
I know for a fact. I was put in a situation when I was a little bit younger where I had to go pick up something from somebody's house to
be explicit on what it is that you're picking up.
Oh,
Please.
it was a couch. I was supposed to pick up a couch.
Okay.
And I literally was picking up a couch. Not no pink cocaine.
Why? Because you were working for
I was working for no, this was a little private thing. This was for a family member.
Okay.
I was picking up a couch for a family member from somebody that is not someone in their family is related to us, okay?
Okay.
But that person is not my family because it's, you know what I'm saying? So I went over there to his house. He opened up the door and he had a robe on he had a robe on. And he was like, "Oh, come in here. The couch is in here. Just sit right here. Let me finish getting dressed." So
a white queen?
No, this was a black. This was a black flight attendant. We both said that.
Delta flight attendant.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. And so I sat on the couch, and he came up from behind me, and he put his hands on my stomach and said, "Ooh, you so sexy." And he like rubbed down my stomach, and I said, "Oh, bro, like this."
Your family member thought you was a whore.
Probably. I was like,
which means, what was your family member doing?
You know what? No. I don't know. But all I know is that when he touched me, I said, "Yo, bro, this ain't that type of party, dog." And I got up and I got the out of there.
Did you take the couch?
I did take the couch. I left with the couch. Listen, you ain't gonna touch me for free.
I would have left the couch there.
Nah, I moved his hand. I was like, "Yo, what you doing? Like this is not that type of party." Then he proceeded to tell me that, he could take care of me, that he had a car I could drive, and he's a flight attendant, so he's always on the go, and I could stay at his house and use his house. I was like, "Bro, I got my own money. I have my own car, everything like that." Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say,
well, where did you learn that? What did you learn as somebody from the hood that could have made easy? Because right nowadays all these boys are like, pay for play or whatever it is. I guess it's a different time.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just because I have morals. Integrity. Like, you're not about to touch me. Like, I'm not sleeping with nobody for no money. I don't need a sugar daddy. I've always, that's one thing. I've always had my own money. So people couldn't get me with the glitz and the glamour of material things, because I always made sure I had the money for my material things. So what I'm saying is that if you can walk away, even if you're in the thick of it, you can walk away. Now, I did freeze for a second because I was like, "Yo, look how big I am. How the hell you, who got the balls to touch me like that?" Mm-hmm. But I still said, "Nah, I'm leaving. I'm done." Got up, got on my guard, and since then I've moved differently. So you can get up and leave if you want. You're not stuck anywhere. And if you want to leave, you can leave. Oh, he flew me out here. You will get out and find a way home. Yeah. So the underage people, I do feel sincerely bad for everything that happened to you. But as a grown-ass adult, you know what you're doing and you know what's going on, and you can leave. So at the end of the day, we'll see if he's guilty or not.
Well, and then the thing is, when we have these young people that have, I would say essentially being groomed through the music of the same business, it's like a circle. I'm not saying she's under the label, but take a Cardi B, for example, and the lyrics and the music and the glorification of her being a prostitute, okay? And being in hotel rooms or motel rooms and drugging men for the purposes of taking their money and leaving them there and walking away with her wallet, glorifying that,
City girl.
rising to the level of awards and international superstar, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're bringing them to prostitute in the industry. I mean, it's like I don't blame these dumb hoes for doing what they're doing. It's all over their face. They're being indoctrinated into the whole thing. They talk about the gay agenda. Talk about the prostitution agenda. Drop a bomb on that.
Okay. I think that you still have a choice, and you could be poor and find other ways out the hood. I did it. Yeah. I had opportunities I could have sold drugs. I could have stole cars. I could have did everything. I chose different, and you can choose different. I will say we're going to look and see what happens with Diddy. And we want you guys to comment below and let us know what you think about this whole Diddy situation. Did he do it or didn't he?
Did. Hulk, take us out.
Yes, we can be found on all major streaming platforms. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can find us.
Or you can stream us at www.jnhpodcast.com. There you will find a player and you can stream us right off our website.
Hey.